We're learning more about the tragic capsizing of a duck boat in Missouri last night. A fast-moving storm battered the boat full of tourists as it crossed Table Rock Lake in the city of Branson. 17 people were killed, including some children. The owner of the tour boat company told CBS News the vessel should not have been on the water. CBS News correspondent Omar Villafranca is on the scene.
From what we understand, the company here has stopped all of their operations while federal investigators are trying to figure out exactly what happened. And what we want to show you right now is what we learned from the National Weather Service about the weather situation in the area at the time.
Oh, no, God. Oh, my God.
Oh, he's going under. He's going under.
A severe thunderstorm whipped up the wind and waves that battered the duck boat, which quickly took on water.
Anybody that can read me, I need a rope on the bow.
Horrified passengers on a nearby boat called for help as the duck boat sank in Table Rock Lake, in water 80 feet deep with 31 people on board.
We have a report of a duck that has sank completely. We have CPR in progress on one more that can see things down the water they're trying to get to at this time.
Roger Carpenter, who works at the marina, jumped into a boat to help with the rescue.
We get out there, we don't see anything. All we see is a debris field. Life jackets floating, life rings floating, nobody around. It was really eerie.
13 bodies were recovered last night and 4 more this morning. Robert Williams, the boat driver, is among the dead. According to CBS affiliate WTTV, 9 of 11 members of this family from Indiana who were on the boat died. 14 passengers survived, including the captain, who had the presence of mind to release the canopy, allowing some to escape.
Divers are still on the lake. You can see behind me, they're searching the area where the boat sunk. They were so close to shore, they could see it. Duck boats by law do have to have life jackets, but passengers are not required to wear them.
A severe thunderstorm watch had been in effect for the area since 11:20 Thursday morning. The tour began yesterday evening. At 6:32 p.m., about 40 minutes before the boat sank, the National Weather Service issued a severe thunderstorm warning with possible wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour. At 7:09 p.m., 911 received the first call for help. With the storm warning in effect, it is unclear why the boat and another that made it back safely were on the lake. Jim Pattison Jr., president of the parent company Ripley Entertainment, said nothing like this has ever happened in the business's 47-year history.
Are your captains trained to be in that kind of water?
Typically, if we have a storm warning like that, then they would not go in the water. But this, I think, was just a very sudden occurrence.
And Omar joins us now from the scene in Branson, Missouri. Omar, as you mentioned in the package, there have been a number of accidents with these boats. The weather was bad, although apparently the storm came on quickly. Did you learn anything more in speaking to the owner of the company as to why the boat was out there and, you know, why this happened?
Well, I asked the owner, well, first of all, this is a new business for them. He told me that even though this business has been around for 47 years, his company just bought it about 6 months ago. But it has been operating here for about 47 years in the Branson, Missouri area. And one thing I asked him is what kind of training. There's a driver and then there's a captain. Since it's an amphibious boat, somebody who has to have a commercial driver's license has to have that license when they're driving it on land. And then there's a captain who's licensed to be on water who turns around and then steers the boat, obviously, when it's on the water. He says both of them have gone on training. Matter of fact, the captain has been a captain for 16 years with the company. But I asked him, are they paying attention to weather? Do they have radar? He says yes. So I asked him, then why was it on the water? He said when they, apparently from what he understands, when they went on the water, it was calm, but then obviously things got pretty rough. Another one of their boats made it on the water and made it out safely, but the last one didn't. Interesting note, we went to the area where divers were swimming, which you saw there. We're talking 40, 50 meters away from the water. I mean, they were very, very close to getting onto dry land when this tragedy struck.
Yeah, it was clearly a strong storm. And other witnesses have also said it was calm until the last moment when it became, you know, so tough out there. 31 people on the boat, 17 of them lose their lives, including most of this family of 11 from Indiana that was out there. What more can you tell us about the victims?
What we're learning, there were adults and children that were on that boat. They haven't given us a breakdown, authorities, on the ages of people yet. But for people who aren't familiar with Branson, Missouri and the Ozarks area here, I mean, I'm looking right now, there's a lot of families that are here. It's the summertime, a lot of family reunions. So you have generations of family who come to this area. There's plenty to do. There's shows at night for adults. You know, you can see comedy shows, but then there's plenty of things for kids and eating and recreation on a lake. So this is an area that, I mean, it's not quite Disney World or Disneyland, but for families here in the Midwest, when they want to come to an area, enjoy the lake, have some family time together, a family reunion, seems to be a central meeting spot where everybody comes. So these are the kind of people who are very familiar. When you get out of the airport in Springfield and come down to Branson, there's a huge sign, go ride the ducks. And I talked to a friend of mine who comes here. He said, it's something that everybody who grew up in this area comes and does as a kid. You ride the ducks. That's what they call them. But interesting to note, even though that storm was blowing through, we talked to a few boaters that say that, you know, they know what the weather is like around here, and they know what happens to boats in weather, and a lot of them are still questioning why the boat and that company were on the water since early in the morning. There was a watch, which is not a warning, but a watch, but that puts captains usually on water at alert to constantly be checking their radar to see if something's coming, because any sort of waves on a small craft like this can wreak havoc.
14 survivors, some of them still in the hospital. What do we know about their condition?
From what we understand, 4 people are still in the hospital. 2 adults are critical, and 2 children have minor injuries. They're in fair condition. We're waiting to hear some good news, and hopefully they'll be released soon. The duck boat company has suspended all of their operations on Table Rock Lake at this point. No boats are going out right now, and they're doing that so federal investigators can inspect everything and finish their investigation.
Okay, Omar Villafranca at Table Rock Lake. Thanks so much.